23 years ago, Benjamin Netanyahu demanded American politicians to invade Iraq. He got his wish, and then we saw the disaster that happened. 23 years later, Netanyahu is demanding American politicians and American taxes to do it all again. I was barely a preschooler when America invaded Iraq, too little to know exactly what was going on. Now, you and I are watching what the media and politicians did back then in overdrive.
American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq.
Back then, they said Iraq was just seconds away from a weapon of mass destruction, or that the US needed to win the war on terror and to promote democracy in the Middle East. And now you're hearing the same types of things today. Here's what Netanyahu told Congress in 2002 about invading Iraq.
If you take out Saddam's regime, I guarantee you that it will have enormous positive reverberations on the region.
And as always is the case with Washington, Netanyahu got his wish, and we saw the consequences. Hundreds of thousands of Iraqis and thousands of US soldiers killed, paid for by trillions of US tax dollars. 20 years later, Netanyahu is at it again. This week, he suggested that killing Iran's supreme leader would end the conflict, and that, actually, Israel's actions in Iran will make the Middle East great again.
We're bringing peace to the Middle East, and I believe that after our action, we're going to be able to bring the Middle East to new heights that nobody even imagined. Make the Middle East great again. Make it truly great.
Trump was apparently opposed to it earlier, but he's been publicly warming up to the idea, even issuing his own threat against Iran's leader. More than 2 decades of bending American politicians, and thus the American people, to his will. Millions of lives ruined. Billions and billions of hard-earned US tax dollars wasted on it all. And Benjamin Netanyahu is still not satisfied. And Donald Trump seems to be following his lead.